So Ryan, what does a CFO do for a small business?
A CFO analyzes the strengths and weaknesses of a business from the financial side of things, and then they take corrective actions around the weaknesses to the business owner.
What are some of the key numbers small business owners should be tracking?
So I've got 4 here that drive cash flow. 1 is change in accounts receivable. 2 is your change in asset. 3 is your change in debt. And then 4 would be owner's draw or equity.
What are some of the challenges that you help small business owners overcome?
So probably one of the biggest challenges I help a business owner overcome is I build them a financial scoreboard. You can't know if you're winning the game of business or not if you don't have a scoreboard.
Oh, wow. That was good. Check out Ryan Kimler. He's the founder of Net Profit CFO. For more information, just go to your website. Ryan, what's your website?
netprofitcfo.com.
Well, that makes sense. netprofitcfo.com. Check it out.
Hey, nice guys. I have a new strategy. Let the Wookiee win. Is that the smell of Old Spice aftershave, Old Bay crab seasoning, and old sweat socks? Must be time for the Nice Guys on Business podcast. 3 days a week, they're able to hold it together. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. Adults need not apply. No interviews, lots of ranting, and they sometimes stumble onto something useful. Go figure. Now it's time for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery themselves, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
This is still the Nice Guys on Business podcast, right?
As far as I know, the beginning of that call was way too business-like. A lot of boring. I just heard wah 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 wah, but there was nothing spreadsheet related. So I felt confident that I could carry on the conversation without falling asleep.
No, but it's funny because I was just thinking to myself, running a business is hard. There's just so much shit to do. But then I realized how relative everything is, right? Like you and I are quite a bit far removed from the beginning of our, not our overall entrepreneurial journey, but in this specific turnkey podcast company. And, 3 years ago when we were just doing basically everything ourselves, it seemed easier, but it was only because we didn't have to explain it to anybody else. We just did it right on our own. Having to actually write rules and explain shit, man, it's complicated. But when I think of the flip side of it, let's see. Back to not 2 years ago, probably 3 to 4 years ago, I was working at least 20 to 30 plus hours a week in turnkey. And now I'm working at least 2 to 3 plus hours, more than that, but you get the idea.
I do know what you're saying about having to explain. If there's a small issue or a large issue, you still have to explain what the issue was so that you can make sure that the issue doesn't happen again. And there was a small issue made on somebody's cover art, just to explain, not to get into the weeds too deep. But literally, it took me longer to explain what the issue was so that it doesn't happen again than to just make the correction and do it. So you're 100% right. It's like there was just a small grammatical error made on the cover art, but it's cover art for a specific episode with a specific client that has a specific guest. And it's not just 75 or 100 episodes a week of production. It's one episode for them.
Exactly.
So I have to be very, very careful.
The customer journey, right? I mean, they don't care that we produce 50, 60 episodes a week. They care about their episode as well. They should. So
I got an email from a person. Let's just call him a person.
A person who shall remain.
No, I'll end up saying his name. His name is Jacob. But Jacob sent me an email about a week ago, and in the email he said, "Hey, you may not remember me. You did my bar mitzvah in 2009. So I'm like doing the math, and I'm like, okay, that was 13 years ago. So he's 26 right now. He continues on. He says, I'm writing an article for the Atlantic. I think that's a publication. Not really sure what the Atlantic is.
Yeah, Atlantic is fucking big national publication.
No idea what that is, but that's cool. And he said, hey, I would like to cover a little bit of your career. Like, what are you doing now? Ever since the bar mitzvah world, are you still in the bar mitzvah world? What are you doing now? And I finally connected with him today on the phone, and it is very interesting. He was asking me a lot of very poignant questions about and timely questions about the differences of kids between now and, he said, first of all, he said, do you still do bar mitzvahs? And I told him I'd do a handful of them a year. He said, what's the difference, the biggest difference between kids now and in 1997 when you started doing bar mitzvahs? It's like, there's not a lot of things that have changed. Technology has certainly changed. The cell phone is now in everybody's hand as they're at these parties. But like, if you would have to answer that question, what would you say were some of the biggest differences between people now or brides and grooms now as they were back in the 90s? Any difference for you?
Brides and grooms are so different from mitzvahs, right? Because I was doing mitzvahs in the 90s and 2000s with you, and then I stopped doing them mostly because they got away from bands. And so that was part of it with mitzvahs, right? It was very much for the kids and the adults, right? And so if you had the budget for it, you get a band, and a band could play older music for the adults, younger music for the kids, and do the games and everything. And then it evolved in probably like after 2005, 2010 or so. It was like kids didn't want fucking bands. And it was the kids running the shows.
Yeah. And they like these big DJ teams, like with the dancers and the lights and the giveaways and all the stuff.
That's it. They want the glitz. They want the glamour. They don't give a shit about live music, which is fine. It is what it is. But really, they want it to be for them. And the adults have really given into that. I mean, you've done a lot more mitzvahs than me the last 5 or 8 years. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. I think the psychology of the kid hasn't changed. They want their friends to have a great time. So whatever that means, if that means they want a DJ, then that means they want a DJ, which affects who shows up at the party. But the dynamic between the kids and the parents, you get these kids, and I'm sure that when you did them, you as the band leader, you'd have to call their house, a week or a month before the party, and you get them on the phone. The kids would be silent. There would be nothing. You can't get anything from the kids. None of that had changed. What's interesting when they get to the party, though, it's a whole different thing. They'll run up to you and they'll be like, here's what I want. And here's the game I want to play. And I'm like, where was this freaking kid when I was making the arrangements for the party? And God forbid they ask for anything back in 2000 on the fly. You couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. But now they're like, here's my phone, DJ Doug. Can you play this YouTube video? I'm like, sure, no problem. Is it the clean edit version of it? So it's a lot more instant gratification now as when it was before. I think the attention span of the kids has probably gotten a lot shorter because of cell phones in everybody's hands. And to get them to put their phone down at a party, forget it. It's freaking impossible. We're doing the human pyramid, and they're taking photos from the top of the pyramid with their phones.
God, that's crazy. That is
so
crazy.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing what this article. I think the last article that came out on me was probably in somewhere around 2010, and it was something like Howard County declares DJ Doug bar mitzvah king.
Right. And it was in the fucking Montgomery County bullshit, whatever it was. The free paper.
Hey, look, I milked that for 15 years.
Oh, hell yeah, you should. Dude, the Atlantic. So what is the art? Did he tell you big picture what the article is about?
They're trying to come up with the angle. The more things change, the more they stay the same. I don't really know what angle they're really trying to hit, but he asked me a whole bunch of questions about way back then and now, how my career back in the 90s kind of helped form my career now. What similarities between customers? What's the business similarity between the bar mitzvah business and the podcasting business? It wasn't a lot of podcast talk, so I think it's going to be more geared towards like old school, like what has changed or what has remained the same in the bar mitzvah world. I don't really know the angle yet.
It sounds like you may just be a piece of a bigger picture article, and you may get there, you may not, but it's cool. He's going to let you know if it gets published or when it gets published.
I told him if I'm out on the cover, you forget quoting me. Is there a cover to anything anymore?
The Atlantic is a big deal. Again, I don't know if they still publish on paper, but it's like, it's not fucking Time or Newsweek, but it's like big deal. I'm trying to think of what it's like. It's not like a Vogue. It's like are you familiar with the New Yorker magazine?
Yeah, I know New Yorker.
It's along those lines. It's like kind of high-endish, right? Like sort of nose in the air. Like, yeah, it's a good. I don't know that I've ever actually sat down and read it, but I know that that's who they are, what they are. So
I don't look at the pictures. I just read the articles.
Right, exactly. So what made me think about this family that I did okay, they had 5 kids, right?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, I think I remember this.
The Verones. We did 4 of their kids' mitzvahs, and what's hilarious is they thought we did all 5. right?
Yeah.
They actually, after we did the third or fourth kid, they showed me some pictures from the first kid's mitzvah. And I could see in the background, I'm like, oh yeah, I know what band that is. Like, I'm not going to tell them it wasn't really us. They've forgotten. It's too many years ago. But, and then, so 5 kids, we did 4 of the mitzvahs, even though they thought we did all of them. We did 4 of the 5 weddings for the kids.
Good.
And what
That's
was
good.
funny was one wedding, one kid we married twice. He was the first one to get married and he got divorced. And then like 4 years later, we married him again.
I do remember those great stories. And it still leads me to think that there should be a podcast called The Agency. There should be all of the amazing stories that you could tell as a guy from the inner circle. It would be also a really good, not only a reality show, but like an office style show.
Dude, we've talked about that. We talked about it a lot. I think it would be a great reality show, right? Have you ever seen, I'm trying to think, like Pawn Stars is a bad example, but what's the fish one? There's some reality show with guys that make big aquariums in Vegas.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't even remember the name of the show, but it's relatively popular and it's fucking boring. I mean, it's kind of interesting. And the thing that they make super custom, super high-end aquariums, right? And the aquariums they build are very cool. But every episode is like there's 1 build or 2 builds or whatever. And it's like they talk about what fish they want and talking to the client. And this is going to be expensive. And this is going to be so hard to do. And of course, they always figure out how to do it shit like that, right? But there's always some through story about some drama going on at the office between people or some silly thing. And it's so obviously contrived and made up and written. None of the shit that's the behind the scenes stuff is like reality. It's obvious that there's some writer who's like, okay, well, what are we going to build in to make this interesting?
So what do you call that kind of reality show? Because it's like made for reality. It's not.
It's a scripted reality show, which from my understanding, 90% of the reality shows out today are scripted reality shows. They really are.
It's hard in real time to have, like, I know the drama that gets laid out just from my own experience at the agency. I mean, it was great. You'd get clients screaming for money back because the client called the MC or the DJ called the client the wrong first name, or somebody was late. They had a blown out tire. They didn't show up late. I mean, you're dealing mostly from an entertainment perspective with guys that like to spend Monday through Saturday, almost Saturday morning, getting high, right. Saturday night getting high, and then Sunday recovering so that they can do it all again after this party is over. And there was just so much fucking drama in all of that.
I can't think of any other reality shows that are out there. If anybody knows like reality shows that are going on now that are like, this is fucking stupid. Like Duck Dynasty too, right? Like they make fucking duck callers. Like at least they were relatively interesting guys. And even though like some of the weird backstories felt contrived, at least it was kind of entertaining, even though, so it's based, okay. So, and you probably don't watch these at all, right? You're just not familiar with them?
Like I've heard of Duck Dynasties, but I that's the guys with the beards, right?
Right, exactly. So
yeah, I don't know any of them.
If you and I were on a reality show, right? And let's say it was about TurnKey podcast or whatever, right? What would probably happen is there would be some interesting things that would happen that they would film and we'd talk about, but then the writers would come to us and say, okay, what's going to be our dramatic through story this week? And they would just give us something. And then we would riff on it. We would sort of make it up and pretend it was real. Now, the fish guys, first of all, the backstories they come up with are just not that interesting. But the other thing is they're just bad actors. You can tell that they don't really mean it. The Duck Dynasty guys, at least they're funny and interesting and they were entertaining. That would be like you and me, right? They'd come up with backstories and most people would probably not realize that this was some script thing they wrote for us, but they don't script it. They throw it out to you and you improv it. Anyway, the Washington Talent, every goddamn week, all I was thinking to myself was, we wouldn't even need to write backstories for this. This fucking writes itself. It totally writes itself every goddamn week.
Between the drama that's going on at the homes of our clients that we were dealing with, to the drama that's actually being dealt with the CEO of the organization, the guy, the owner of the company, all of his partners, the partnership in general, the small micro businesses, the fucking bad relationships that every act has with their spouses, present company included in all of that.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, we had our act together and we were a mess.
Right, 100%. And the other great thing, most of these, the way they structure them is there is like a product or a service that's being delivered, right? Whether it's like Duff, Charm City Cakes, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah,
Baltimore
yeah,
show.
yeah.
So they had 2 cakes or 3 cakes per week that had to be delivered, or the aquarium, they've got 2 aquariums that have to be built, or even like today they got like tow truck, like fucking tow truck emergencies or shipping emergencies or whatever the fuck they all are. I don't even know. But there's basically the same structure every week, that there's a certain number of things that need to be done or things that need to be delivered, and they get done by the end of the show, and the whole show is about them building it, right? So with Washington Talent, every single week there's a party, and when you perform at the party, that is the providing of the service.
Yes.
And the great thing is, I'm 100% sure, because with Duff and the cakes, right? I watched that one a little more often just because it was Baltimore and I like Baltimore. It was either 2 cakes or 3 cakes every week that they would, and it's like they talk about this cake and how are we going to do it? And it's going to be so interesting. And then you cut away and it's like they're doing a part of the next cake, and then they cut back and all that bullshit, right? So with ours, let's say we did, Christ, we did what, 50 fucking events every weekend, 100 events every weekend.
Yeah.
If we can't find 1 or 2 or 3
Oh my God.
every weekend that have something interesting going on, we're doing something wrong. But even better, nobody has any idea what the timeline is. So if we had a film crew come in, they could film, and if they found 10 interesting parties in the same weekend and the same buildup, you could just build 5 different shows from that would all look like they were 5 different weekends. Or if you get 2 weeks where nothing goes wrong, like that would ever fucking happen.
I was going to say, like, Monday doesn't ever happen every week, right?
So it's like, okay, so you just take the shit from the next week or the last week. Who cares? I mean, it was just so ripe for that. But,
oh yeah. And it was a total rinse and repeat world. So it's the same thing over and over and over again. And you're not dealing with, not that you couldn't deal with a $5,000 cake with Duff's, Charm City Cakes, but you're dealing with events that typically are somewhere between $50,000 to $250,000 every freaking weekend. And that is a lot of money, a lot of pressure, a lot of emotion. And that's just within the agency. The clients have the same exact shit going on in their head too. And all of these things have got to fly together and like gel. And I'm telling you, you got a bunch of sometimes misfits matching with people that are like extremely type A anal personalities. In other words, my ex-wife, and all of that stuff going on together, that makes for a really, really fucked up scenario many times. And it doesn't have to be that way, but it's just the reality of what goes on.
Well, and people having very high expectations because they're spending a lot of money. For those of you who don't know, I don't know if we've ever really made it clear, because Doug, you and I are kind of in a bubble like this. This is, all of these parties are in the Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia area. So This is D.C. You did 2 mitzvahs for Joe Biden's fucking assistant, right?
It's funny. I just had a conversation through Facebook with him, with Ron Klain, with his
chief of staff.
With his chief of staff, because his son or his daughter, I think his daughter, just got married. So I was just congratulating him. And it's kind of funny because it's like, I don't want to like step into the inner circle, but at the same time, I want to wish him well because he was such an instrumental part of the growth of my business. So you have a lot of the highfalutin politicians, and you have a lot of the lobbyists, and you have a lot of the inventors and old money that you're going to find in Potomac, Maryland, and then you have the new money of like the tech world in Northern Virginia as well. So it was just like a lot of money introduced to a lot of power introduced to people that wanted to party hard on the weekends, and so. Yeah.
I remember one weekend that I went to 2 parties that had $1 million budgets. Now, I wouldn't say every weekend we did $1 million party. This was unusual that there were 2 in the same weekend. But the one that I went to in Baltimore, it was in the National Guard Armory building, or fucking monstrous building, right? They had 300 guests. Okay.
Oh my God.
They had a separate caterer for the vendors because they had so many vendors. They brought in a Jimmy Buffett tribute band from Florida just to play the cocktail hour. And this was a party where they had Glide, which was one of our very high-end guys, Glide, and about 8 of his dancers, and lights plus they flew a band in from LA,
Oh my
who's
God.
basically, they were switching back and forth. It was insane. But the thing is, and Doug, look, I don't think this is like trade secrets, but, and I can beep it out if you really want me to, but when Doug Sandler as a DJ for 4 hours goes out, he was making $4,000, $6,000.
It was a good
My
gig.
band, my 7-piece band was going out for anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000
Good
just
gigs.
for the band, for the party.
Good
So
gigs.
yeah, I mean, $100,000 for one of our weddings or mitzvahs. Oh yeah, that was average.
Oh yeah, if you
That
weren't
was
spending
average.
$50,000 on a party, then you weren't getting an act from Washington Talent. And not because Washington Talent only dealt with the hoity-toity. That was just the type of parties, and then probably still the kind of parties that get thrown in the DC marketplace. Now imagine all of that leading right up to February 28th, 2020. And then March 1st comes and it comes to a fucking screeching halt. Overnight, the
That was the
business was shut down.
craziest fucking thing. That is the craziest fucking thing. Because when I was at Washington Talent and I was running Washington Talent, I thought, this is like the perfect business.
And when
right?
Strick says running Washington Talent, he literally means he was the fucking president of the company.
I was.
He was the president of the fucking company. It's so funny to think back on who we were and when we were there.
Oh my God, it's nuts. It's nuts. I thought financially, this is a great company, right? Because on any given day, and we were doing, I don't know, 50, 100 events a weekend. I mean, the agency was very popular.
Millions. This was a 9-figure, 10-figure. No, how many figures?
I don't think they ever made it to 10 figures, but it was
What's 10 figures? Wait a minute.
10 figures would be 10 million, right? No, 7. Oh, wait a minute.
I think. Wait a minute.
Hold
on. What's $1 million? That's 7 figures. They were an 8-figure business.
Well,
that would be 10 million and more, right?
Yeah, but they never did 10 million. They were close. It was close to 10 million in
7
gross
figures.
sales. A year.
Big bucks, big dollars. The
high
biggest.
7 figures. High
Yes.
7 figures every year for 20 years, right? And the great thing about it was, on any given day, we would have, $1 million, $2 million in future bookings, right? So I'm thinking to myself, this is guaranteed money, because I know a year from now, I've already got, the agency has 50 weddings booked and 75 mitzvahs booked. And sure, some of them may cancel, but we're going to book more at the same time. And then the other side was, oh, well, what if something happens with an act? It's like, oh, well, we have to give them another act. I mean, we had backup plans, right? But the great thing was, let's say that we felt like things were starting to slip, right? Slipping meant that a year from now, our future bookings were down from where they were before. So it wasn't like, oh my God, we can't pay the rent this week. It's, oh my God, in a year from now, if we don't do something in the next 11 months, we may have a little bit of a slide. So there was so much headroom to make corrections and see that things were coming, or see that there were problems.
What's interesting about it is, see, you learned the business right as I learned it right, because we both worked for the same guy. We both were represented by Robert, and Strick as the agency president. What we learned, you do not spend your advance. You don't spend your deposits. And so many acts, so many people that were in the entertainment world, they'd get a 50% deposit, and they're thinking, well, great, I got 50% deposit. They don't make the rest of that. It's a lot. I never once spent 1 cent. Over 2,000 jobs, I did not spend 1 cent of my advance deposits. The agency held it for me. They could have it. They could keep it. When I worked the gig, I got paid. And that's exactly how I loved it, because just like you, I had advanced bookings. I had, in my busiest days, 110 advanced bookings. I knew what my business was going to be like for the next 2 fucking years.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's good gig.
And just to give away all of the trade secrets, over my time at Washington Talent, so I was there for a total of 17 years, and I was the president for, I don't know, 5 or 6 or whatever. My title changed all the time, whatever. But during that time, we took over 3 different outside agencies, right? Smaller agencies. We kind of took them in. Every single one of them, the reason that they had to ultimately sell to Washington Talent was exactly what you just said.
They ran out of money. They spent their advance deposits.
Yeah. Typically when you and for anybody that's planning a wedding or a mitzvah or whatever, usually there's either a 25 or 50% deposit up front. And even if it's 6 months or a year and a half down the road, you got to put that money out right up front. And they didn't actually get the contract or get the money until it came through. Every one of those agencies, they fucking dipped into their deposits. And Washington Talent was smart enough never to do that. And that was one very smart thing that they did. But as you just said, all I'm thinking to myself is, God, this is like the most bulletproof business ever. Because if it starts to slide, and you just make adjustments. And then fucking COVID hit and it was over. I'm so glad I was already out by then.
Oh my God. How perfect was our timing? I mean, we started this show in 2015, in February of 2015. It gave us a 5-year runway. We had no fucking idea that this was coming. But if we didn't have this, I don't even know what I would do. I don't even know, like, what the hell would I be doing? I don't even know what I would be doing. I don't even know. I shudder to think where my life would be financially had it not been for having a second gig, a side hustle going on at the same time, building this business and that business.
Dude, the universe works in mysterious ways. And I think we have been extremely lucky, extremely blessed, extremely whatever you want to call it. And dude, I'm happy to still be here talking with you. It's all good.
So, watching a new show. I got a new series that I'm watching. Too. Oh, okay. So
you go first.
Okay.
I'm just glad you mentioned that because I'm like, what the hell else are we going to talk about?
It's only a 1-season show, I think, right now. They have not come out with a second season, and it is funny as fuck. And it is called Superstore. I don't know if you've seen it.
Dude, once it went on 6 or 7 seasons.
Oh,
totally.
It's more than. Oh, hold on. It's not just one. Oh, maybe it's just one season that they have on this.
They've only paid for one on Netflix or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's only one season in, I think I'm watching it on Hulu. Hold on. How many seasons?
Right now.
Really? It's got more than one season? That's very very exciting. It's the shortest show ever. It's like by the time you take out all the commercials, which they don't have on Hulu, it's 21 minutes. So it's a good little.
Well, most sitcoms nowadays, there's so many damn ads. They're only like 18 to 20 or 21 to 23 minutes, I think.
It models the working environment of Walmart. It's just
and it skewers it really, really well. I have seen it and I like it. I just never kind of got into it, but critics loved it. Like it really did evolve over it's 6 seasons.
They get into, and when did it start and where are they right now?
Okay, well, they're not showing. I mean, they've stopped now, but it was 2015 through 2021. So it just finished last year. Yeah.
Okay, so they dealt with a lot of really politically charged subjects. They deal with religion, they deal with abortion, but it's done under the premise of this is such a fucking funny show. It really is. I don't know how they get the topics as quickly as they do taken care of as quickly. They got one of the guys, I think his name is Garrett on the show. Garrett is a black guy that is in a wheelchair and he is hilarious. They have like a white M&M rapper style, like boyfriend or baby mama or baby daddy of a girl that works in the store, and she's pretty much dumb as fuck. Yeah. But it is just funny, the dynamic between everybody that is there. Then they have the smart guy, then they have the Latina chick, and then they have the Asian guy, and then so it's pretty much a cross section of the world, which of course makes sense if it's a Walmart. What does it say? Are you looking at anything that is giving you like a little background? Like what is it modeled after? Because it's totally a Walmart style.
Oh, 100%. It's completely making fun of like Walmart and I was going to say Target, but really it's very Walmart-ish, I think.
It's even like the same Walmart colors.
Right.
It's even like
that, they did that on purpose.
That blue and whitish, yellowish kind of thing going on in there. It's like, oh my God, totally funny.
Totally did that on purpose.
So what are you watching right now?
I'm watching a show called All Rise.
All right.
And it's 2 seasons so far, but I think it might still be shooting. It's a legal drama kind of thing, but it's all focused around this Black woman who gets to be a judge. And it's just, it's one of these where you see the couple court cases of the week type of thing. And then there's the personal drama, but like The writing is good. The stories are good. The characters are good. It's just one of these. It's really, you ought to check it out. It's on Hulu. I think I'm watching on Hulu.
So I'm looking at the it's a legal drama. They have a black chick, a white guy, an Asian chick, a fair skinned chick. They have a Latina chick. It's like is there any show that's all white guys or all black women or anything anymore like this, or is it all got to be like this total like politically correct cast?
Now you can go back and watch your reruns of All in the Family if you want to see that. And you'll be the only one because nobody else gets a shit. It is funny that you mentioned that because you're right. And like the Latina woman is dating the black guy, the court court bailiff who is working to become a lawyer.
Which one's the bailiff? Funny. Is it Robin or deputy? Oh, is it J. Alex Brinson, the deputy sheriff? Is that the guy?
No, I got to look it up. I don't think it's the deputy because he's actually a bailiff, but he's studying to be a lawyer. Well, let me look it up now.
Judge Lisa, she's pretty cute.
She's super cute, and she's really just freaking just the charisma. The thing I really like about the casting is everybody is just cool. I really love the chemistry between them. It's really good. The other really cool thing is it's so much of a, hang on, let me see. Yeah. J. Alex Brinson, Luke Watkins is the character. And what's funny, like I'm looking him up. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but he like when I see him in the show, he's like, clean cut, black guy and like, well-spoken and looking to be a lawyer and stuff. But his main picture on IMDb, it's like he's got like this kind of nappy fro and looking like really tough and shit.
Which guy is this? Which one is this one?
J. Alex Brinson is the actor.
Let me see. I'm going to try to look. If
you can, go to his photo gallery. He's a fucking chameleon, dude.
Right, J. What is it? J. What?
J. Alex Brinson. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at J. Alex Brinson. Now I see him as a very clean-cut, short afro guy. Now where's the photo? Oh, I'm going to IMDb now.
Yeah. Well, here, I'll just send you the link directly to see his photo gallery.
I see.
For all of those of you listening, which of course is everybody, because we're not doing this on video. This is great audio right here, Doug. This is great.
It's always great audio.
So yeah, I just sent you the link, and that's his photo gallery.
Okay, hold on a second.
It's just great. It's like just kind of a chameleon, and he's got a lot of different looks.
Why doesn't anything work for me? I can't. Your chat. Why did your thing disappear?
I put it in the chat.
I know it went away.
What do you mean it went away?
It's back. I got it. Okay. I got it. Oh, okay. Let me look at some of these posts. Yeah, he's like a tough dude.
Right.
But is he a tough dude like Drake's totally like a Drake tough dude, like half Jewish, half black? I mean,
dude, that's so funny. When I look at kind of the tough dude pictures of him, it is very Drake-like. I mean, it's kind of that same vibe. But on the show, totally not like that. He's a really nice guy.
Is he like a J Soul black guy, or is he?
No, Jay's a little. I want to say lighter. That's the wrong word, though.
I don't mean the color of his skin. I mean the size of his attitude.
No, that's exactly what I mean too. Like, I don't mean Jay like light skinned. I mean Jay's just like his personality is so light, right? He's just like a fun, likable, casual, fun guy, and that's kind of what this guy is like on the show. But when you see his pictures, dude, he looks total like Drake. He's like good looking, tough, kind of cool, Yeah. Anyway. Yes, you should check the show out. The other thing that I really like about it, because
All Rise,
a lot of shows are so formula, and yes, this does follow kind of a general formula, but the first two people you meet are the lawyer, and I'm not the lawyer, the judge, right? The judge and her best friend. Now, her best friend is a white guy who is a prosecutor. Now, she's just been elevated to judge. So in other words, the two of them were working together in the district attorney's office as prosecutors. Right. They've been friends for a really long time. And you can tell in the first 5 minutes of watching the show that these two are like best friends, but also there's nothing romantic, right? How many shows have you seen where as soon as you see a guy and a girl together, it doesn't matter if they're friends or they're whatever. It's like, oh, you can feel the sexual tension. Like, by season 2, they're going to be hooking up or whatever. These two, it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. And if it does, they've jumped the fucking shark, because I just love the way they
There's
establish
another TV reference. That's great.
Happy Days TV reference. And I totally lost my train of thought, but I like that they have firmly established right up front that it doesn't matter that it's a guy and a girl. They are not going to be romantically involved. There are no romantic sparks. There's no romantic backstory. There's none of that shit. They're just great friends. And I really like that.
I'm now three weeks into my new relationship with T-Mobile. And so far I am liking everything that has come my way. Let me detract that. Let me take that back for a moment. The only thing that happened that I don't like, but they corrected it completely, is I signed up for T-Mobile Internet also because it was like significantly less expensive than my Spectrum.
Right.
But they don't have any hardwired connections. It's all Wi-Fi. So they don't have a fiber optic coming into the house. So they say that they can get up to like 200, megabits or whatever it is.
Which is really good.
But I couldn't even get the connection to be more than 10 or 15. And no matter where I put it in my house, because they say, make sure you find a specific window that might be more looking towards the satellite or whatever. I'm like, okay, I tried it in every window. I don't have that many windows in my house, but no matter where I was putting it, it was just not a fast internet connection. And for what we do, I mean, if it was just I'm on the internet every once in a while thing, it wouldn't be a big deal. But this is where we spend our livelihood.
100%. I get it. And it's funny that you mentioned that. Because
Where'd you go? I lost you.
Oh, am I right here? Sorry. I was trying to plug my phone in, but I could wait. It's funny you mentioned that, because I think I told you when I was in Vegas, 2 weeks ago, right before I saw you, that I got that hotspot from T-Mobile, right?
Yeah.
And I was realizing, hotspot, so I can have internet anywhere I want, anytime I want. It was really because, like, I'm going to be on a 2-hour bus ride to Utah and 2 hours back. And it's like, fuck, now I'm stuck with this for the next 2 years. Was this kind of a stupid thing to buy? When I get home here, my internet's messed up. And
that's right. Your internet is messed up where you are.
And I've called AT&T. They were supposed to have a technician out Tuesday, and they didn't. It's 2 leads coming into the house. One of them is totally gone dead bad. And the guy's like, well, with 1 lead, you may not get great connection, but you should get it. Well, it's been completely hit or miss, on and off. And today it's been out completely. So thank God I got this hotspot. I've been using it for 3 days now, and it's been invaluable.
Oh, right now you're on the hotspot?
I'm on the hotspot right now.
Damn, that is good. Now, why wouldn't, wait a second. How is that any different than the other thing that I was going to get? I actually got like this wireless tower from T-Mobile. Now you have your T-Mobile also with your hotspot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what's the cost of that?
It's $40 a month or something.
Okay, which is still $40 cheaper, $45 cheaper than my Spectrum connection is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would it make sense to get a hotspot connection and just run? How many devices can you run at one time?
Well, technically it says I can run up to 30 devices at a time. Now, I don't know. It's just a little here. It's right here. I'll show it to you.
I remember it's like a little rectangular.
Oh yeah,
thing.
You saw it. It's like a little. Yeah. I mean, it's the size of a thick cell phone, basically, right?
And it also is a charger too, right? It has a battery.
You can also use it as a brick to charge your phone if you need. I don't know how, like, what the spread is, right? Like, if I'm downstairs, can you get Wi-Fi upstairs? I don't know. I haven't tried that. And while the connection speed, if I hardwire it, I was telling you I can get like 75, 100 megabit. Great.
Wait, you can hardwire that to your computer?
Yeah. So I can plug it into the USB and the computer will see it directly like a hardwired connection.
Yeah.
And when I do that, I can get 75 to 100 megabits a second. So it's very fast. The Wi-Fi, like I just did a fast.com, it's only 2.5 megabits. But I got to tell you, I've been using it all day. I've had 2 computers running and a bunch of stuff running. It is solid. And you and I were on video. We've had no problem.
It has not been. I was noticing, not that I would notice that you have a great connection, but I was noticing that you didn't have a bad connection. I just didn't know why you didn't have a bad connection.
Right. So my hardwired version that's coming into the house, I would typically get 35 to 40 megabits. It wasn't great here with AT&T, but still it was fucking choppy as shit before on the regular, even when I was hardwired sometimes. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a $40 investment. So did you cancel your internet?
No, I haven't, because I'm going to be moving into a new house. Although you're right, I might. I mean, fuck it. I'm totally going to call AT&T and get a refund for the month at least. But I'm going to be moving into a new house in end of July, and it's all fiber bullshit. So I'm just,
Oh my God, you're gonna be up to a gigabyte, right, or whatever
Yep,
you in your
I
old
hope so.
house. You were super fast.
I literally had 700 to 800 megabits per second speed at sometimes when I was hardwired. That was ridiculous.
All right, before we go, I need you to bring me up to speed with two things. Now we're 54 minutes in, and I know that in an hour we probably aren't going to be able to cover all of this. But the two things I want to know is I want an update on your house, and I want an update on your relationship status. So I need both of those. You can pick whichever one would be faster, or you can give me both in 6 minutes.
Okay, I'll give you just the two quick versions. So the house is apparently on schedule. I was just there the other day. They put the walls up. So all the electric is in, all the plumbing is in, the walls are up, the roof is up. They haven't put like the stone on the outside of the house yet, but cabinets are going in this week, which means that they're probably there. I will go on Saturday to take a look. But in other words, it's coming along really nicely. It looks really cool. I'm very
All right.
excited.
Before you move on to topic number 2, which would be the relationship status, I want to understand how this whole thing, where are the rates right now, and how much more do you have to spend based upon the rates being like 27% right now?
Well, apparently in the last couple days or the last week, the rates have come down.
Good.
Little.
Okay.
Well, but it's all relative, right? Come down a little means instead of 6%, I might get 5.5 or 5.25, where 6 months ago I would have gotten 2 3/4, right? But yeah, it's going to cost me hundreds more every month. But the bottom line is, they're not raising the price of the contract of the house. I locked that in before I got there. Like a lot of builders are doing that crazy shit because values are going up so much. But my understanding is the value has already gone up $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. So it's like
I am ready to be the silent partner buying the house, and you can pay me your mortgage payment instead of God, all the times that Robert Sherman used to have to lend his axe money. And how many houses did Robert own at a point or loan? Did he do any formal loan papers? Because I never had anything formal with him, but I'm sure other guys did.
Dude, you don't want to know. Let me tell you about Robert Sherman. I was working for him. I was the president of the company. All of my income was coming from the day job and from the band income. So he knew where I worked. He knew that whatever money I borrowed, I was good for it. And there were a couple times that I got a loan or, got some money from him. Every time we did it. And this was, look, everything is relative, right? But at the time it was like $1,000, $2,000 or something, which again, I don't think of as that much right now. That's not like fucking burning spending money. $1,000 is a lot of money, but to make a loan for $1,000 to somebody who you see every day in your office that you're paying, and I was paying him back $100 a month. I don't even remember what the terms were. I had to sign paperwork. I had to pay interest. Sometimes he let the interest go, and he charged me a filing fee. It was like $50 I knew it took Barb 5 minutes to type this shit up and write it up. And I know he didn't fucking file it anywhere. It's just penny ante bullshit. But that's just me.
If it's worth anything, I don't know that I ever signed any formal loan papers with him.
Oh, you actually borrowed money from him?
I think I did. I think my first motorcycle, my first motorcycle that I bought when I was with the agency, I think I might have borrowed like $5,000 from him or something like that, and paid like $250 a month. I don't know that I ever had any paperwork though. I don't know that I did.
That is super interesting because I remember every time any one of the DJs or the MCs
Maybe I did.
would come in, and even if they needed to borrow $500 or something, a lesser amount of money, it's like he had me look over the paperwork every goddamn time. And every time I said to him, dude, this guy works for you. Like, even if he disappears, you've got $500 from a gig he played the past weekend, and whatever.
He was probably doing it the right way. You and I would probably, we do. How many times
we've done it with our employees? I mean, we've already done it. We did it last week.
Right. Yeah. Look, you get burned once, I guess. you learn the lesson, and maybe there was a lesson that he learned at some point along the way. I don't know. I'm not ready to learn that lesson, and if it's a lesson that I learn, then I guess I'll pay the piper at that point. All right. Topic number 2, relationship status. You've got 5 minutes.
I'm single. I'm single again right now. Lauren and I are not dating anymore. We're still friends. It's all good. There's no hard feelings. Yeah, that's where we are. So single again, back up on the dating apps, and the dating apps are fucking weird and I don't really like them, but it was funny. I did have a conversation today with my friend Tiffany, and I sent her a link to my profile on like OkCupid or something. And she was like, God, all your pictures are so serious. And I'm like, oh no, that's like portrait mode on my phone and the quality is so good. And she's like, no, like that's bullshit. You need to smile. And I'm like, no, like my teeth are all crooked. I don't like my smile. She's like, no, fuck that. That's bullshit. So I did put some more fun, casual pictures up, right? And I thought, you know what? You're right. I look very serious, and I'm not a serious guy. And I had a woman that I met, like connected with, I don't know, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. We were chatting. And like,
and when you say connected, does that mean you've had sex with her already, or is that not? I don't know what that means anymore. I used to say, yeah, we hooked up, and I'm like, and we had a great time, and we hooked up, we had dinner, and they're like, wait, did you fuck her? I'm like, no, I did not. Well, what does hooked up mean now? I'm like, I didn't know hooked up means you've had sex with them.
Okay, let me clarify. We were chatting on the app. Okay, we were chatting on the app.
Is that a euphemism for I banged her from behind?
Doug, I think you have not been single in fucking long.
I haven't been.
Right.
Sorry, I digress.
Yes, we were chatting on the apps for a bit, and relatively quickly she was, and like we had to connect. Like she said she liked me, I liked her, and relatively quickly she was like, I got to tell you, I'm in kind of a really weird place right now. I've got a lot going on, and it's probably not a good time for me. I'd love to swing around like maybe in a couple of weeks or a couple of months when things slow down. And I'm like, okay, cool. Which meant to me either, hey, she changed her mind, which is fine, it's all good, or she really is busy.
Is this a picture of her? Is this a picture of her? I don't really know.
Doug, do I dig on you for not having actually been single since like 1986?
Give me a chance. Give me a chance. I just screen shared a shot of a gorilla.
You realize the last time you were single was like 5 years before I was in black tie.
Carter was in office. I know. I know. Anyway, okay. So she says this is a bad time for her. Why is it a bad time?
I don't know. She's busy. She's got other stuff going on. I don't know. I didn't go into details. But the point is, I went and changed up my pictures because Tiffany recommended I put some more casual, fun pictures on there. And I put one picture on there of me from the Renaissance Festival in a kilt. So I'm like in my kilt and my like kind of tunic-y kind of shirt and everything. And like 12 hours after I post that, she reaches back to me. She's like, "Is that a kilt? That's a great picture." And I'm like, oh, somebody going back and checking out my pics again. I guess maybe it's not such a bad time. And she's like, no, I'm still really busy. I just like that picture. So I immediately texted Tiffany and I'm like, okay, you're right. I need more fun pictures. Thank you.
Well, of course you need more fun pictures. You need pictures that represent your personality and your style. And you know what? Everybody's got flaws. I mean, everybody does. I mean, what am I? I'm 6'4", and what do I weigh? 110 pounds wet? I mean, come on. We all have flaws. But you know what? That doesn't stop me from, taking a picture in my skin-tight biker pants or anything like that. God forbid anybody ever see that photo of me in my biker pants.
Yeah, no, we don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see.
Oh God, yeah. Did you take the Steve O'Brien that audio clip that he sent? Did you ever download that?
We'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we can do it tomorrow, or we can put it on as an Easter egg for next week's show. I think we're kind of long here, but
long here. Yeah, that came up because I was on hold with AT&T today about the goddamn internet service, and the automated recording is saying, oh, yes, we've checked. And yes, there is a problem from our end. We've got to, we can't ding your modem, whatever bullshit. It's a wiring problem. We're going to send somebody out. And it's one of these automated where it's like, our next appointment is Tuesday, 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And I'm listening and I'm like, that sounds like fucking Steve O'Brien. Wow. And apparently it wasn't him, or if it was, he doesn't remember. But it sounded a lot like him. it was just kind of funny. So
Well, Steve-O, he is everywhere.
he's iconic. He is. He
Love
really
having
is.
him as our guy.
Yeah.
All right, let's head out of here till next week. Any final words before we wrap, or are we ready to roll?
Well, you know, I know that when we nicely, politely, gently ask our listeners to reach out or call or whatever, that they do nothing. And
Yes.
when we yell and scream at them because they're not doing anything, they still do nothing.
Yes.
So let's try a slightly different tack. So
Let's not do anything.
if we have
Let's
any,
not
no,
ask-
if we have any, you know, female listeners out there who are single, you know, and you know,
Oh.
you're just reach out, you know, 4242 DJ Doug, leave us a message, or you can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Rock and Roll Doc. Was it ROKNROLLDOC or something?
I believe he's got his new dating handle though. It's Rock and Roll Cock. Really, that's what it is.
Yeah, reach out and, you know, hey, let's chat. You know, here I am.
Hey, good luck to the dating sites. Make sure you don't find a mass murderer or serial killer in among the or a social. What do you call that? What do you call that person that's a social? Wait a minute. What's somebody that kills people for fun and game? Not social.
Not
What
a
the fuck are
serial
they?
killer?
Not a serial killer.
Just for fun and game.
Oh God. Let's just call him, for the sake of argument, and end the episode. Let's just call them a Republican. Okay, we gotta run. Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Do you think they could have rambled on any longer today? Blah, bitty, blah, bitty, blah, bitty, blah.